Today we are shining the spotlight on governments. Now I know what you are thinking. Governments, bureaucracy, paperwork, sounds exciting, right? But hold on, because even though we might sometimes grumble about them, governments are like the main characters in the development story. Whether they are heroes or villains, or maybe a bit of both, depends on who you ask, but there is no denying their influence on how development plays out around the world. Governments, the multitaskers of development. Think of governments as the ultimate multitaskers. They wear many hats and juggle a ton of responsibilities when it comes to development. Rule makers. Governments are like referees in a soccer game. They set the rules, create the laws, and try to make sure everyone plays fair. This includes everything from trade and investment policies to environmental regulations and social welfare programs. Investors. Ever seen a shiny new airport or a state-of-the-art hospital? Chances are a government had a hand in building it. Governments invest in infrastructure, education, and healthcare, all the things that make a country run smoothly and give people opportunities to thrive. Global Samaritans. Some governments are pretty generous. They give money in the form of aid to poorer countries to help them tackle big challenges like poverty, disease, and climate change. Team players. No government is an island. They often work together with other governments, international organizations, and even businesses and charities to tackle problems that cross borders like climate change, pandemics, or refugee crisis. Superheroes or supervillains? Governments have the potential to be real superheroes of development. They can create policies that lift people out of poverty, protect the environment, and promote equality. They can build schools and hospitals, create jobs, and investment technology. They can even inspire hope and create a sense of national pride. But just like in comic books, there are also some supervillains lurking in the government world. Corrupt officials, inefficient bureaucracies, and short-sighted policies can sabotage development efforts and leave people worse off. Some governments might even use their power to oppress their people, violate human rights, or start wars. Development is an era of me first. These days, with the rise of nationalism and populism, things are getting even more complicated. Some governments are turning inward, focusing on their own countries and putting their own interests first. This might mean less foreign aid, more trade barriers, and a general reluctance to cooperate with others. But hold on a second. We also have massive global problems like climate change and pandemics that can't be solved by any one country alone. So, even though some governments might be feeling a bit selfish, they will still need to work together if they want to tackle these big challenges. So, what's your verdict? The role of governments in international development is like a juicy soap opera, full of drama, conflict, and unexpected twists and turns. There are no easy answers, and everyone has their own opinion. But by understanding the different roles that governments play, we can better understand the challenges and opportunities of development. We can also hold our leaders accountable, advocate for better policies, and work towards a world where governments are more like superheroes and less like supervillains. So, what do you think? Are governments the heroes or villains of development? Or are they something in between? Let's hear your thoughts.